Here we are today. We're gonna inoculate some logs. Now, who says an old dog can't learn new tricks? That's one of the cool things we do here, is that we cross-train one another with some of the things that one person is strong in and the other person isn't. And in this particular case, among many others, my son, William, is a lot stronger at things than I am. So today he's gonna show me how to inoculate these logs. He's done it before, Michelle's done it before, I've never done it before. So son, what do we got and what are we doing?
So here we have our sawdust shiitake spawn. We have two different types, bellwether and beltane. I can't remember where they came from, but we're gonna drill holes into the log just about this deep. We have it taped off on the drill. We're gonna drill about 1 inch into the log, or 1.5 inches into the log, and then we're gonna stab the sawdust spawn with this inoculation tool. And then we're gonna fill the hole with the sawdust. And then after all the holes are filled on the log, we're gonna cover it up with beeswax that we rendered in a couple of videos ago.
Okay, we got this thing here. I don't know what the thickness is, but just with my calibrated eyeball, I'm guessing it's about 1/2 inch. So what size is that bit over there?
A 1/2 inch bit, Dad.
Is it a 1/2 inch bit?
Yes.
Okay, it's a 1/2 inch bit.
Well, they sell bits online that you can buy specifically for inoculating tools or inoculating logs. But the only benefit to them is that they shoot the sawdust out of the hole, which I think every drill bit does that.
Yeah, if you can manage your drill bit properly, that's not going to be a problem. So as far as you're telling us 4 inches between each hole's going down here,
you can do it closer, but then your log won't last as long.
And generally for a man, folks, I mean, an easy measuring tool, because it doesn't have to be that precise, is you can use your fist. Generally, this is 4 inches. And then when you add your thumb, we can say that's roughly about 6 inches. Obviously, that's going to vary. So can we use that little method as doing our spacing?
Yep.
All right.
And then if you do a diamond pattern on the log, then you can fit even more on the log. All right, so we're going to drill our first hole, and we're going to do it off the edge a little bit. And we're just gonna drill up to that tape line. And then we're gonna take our inoculation tool, stab it into the sawdust, and then plunge it in. And then we can just cover it up with beeswax. But we're gonna do that all over the log and then cover it all up with beeswax. And then you also wanna cover your ends with beeswax as well. And if you don't have beeswax, you can also use paraffin wax or...
Okay, with that said, why don't you hand me that drill? Let me knock this thing out, son.
All right, so he's gonna start drilling the holes, and I'm gonna fill the holes with sawdust. If you plunge your sawdust into the hole and there's excess sticking out of the hole, just wipe it off. You want it recessed a little bit or flush. Now you can go all the way around the log. You can fill up the whole log with mushrooms. So we'll just rotate it a little bit and then do another row that's about 4 inches away. Okay, so now all the holes are drilled and they're filled with sawdust spawn. So now we need to cover up any area that's scarred or the bark is missing or anything like that. We need to cover up with beeswax. So each end will need to cover up with beeswax, and each hole will need to cover up with beeswax. And if you cut off any branches, like over here, we cut off a little twig or branch that was coming off of it, you need to cover that up as well. We need to protect it from any other fungus trying to inoculate this log, because the only fungus we want to inoculate the log is what we inoculated it with. All right, so the next step after me and Mom got all the holes drilled and inoculated the next step is to wax everything. So we have to cover up all the holes, any area where the bark is scratched, or anywhere where we cut off like a branch, like here, we need to cover that up with wax. We need to cover up these ends with wax. And then the wax we're using is the beeswax plus some golf wax because we don't have enough beeswax.
Well, you got enough beeswax. I just need some for a future project that I'm going to show you.
All right, so now we're gonna cover up these holes and paint the ends and any scratched up areas.
Is there any particular method I need when painting?
No. All right, so after you paint your logs, you want to find a shady area that you can put your logs, and you want to keep them just an inch or so off the ground until you see the end of your log all black. You'll see that it all be colonized by the mycelium that you just injected the log with. After that, then you can lean it up against your house or stack them in like a Lincoln log type deal. But until then, just leave them an inch or so off the ground and make sure they stay wet if you're in the dry area or something. That's it.
Okay, no, that's not it. Good job, son. No, anyway, just remember, folks, hit the subscribe bell, the like button, and all those things, and tell your friends about what we're doing because we do pretty awesome stuff. Ain't that right, son? So until next time, this is Billy, the Permaculture Pimp Daddy, and my son, William, the pasture-raised pimp. And we'll see you next time. Ain't that right?